creating a nice little routine for your lower back, just for a gentle stretch if you're finding that tightness through your lower back, or also working on some strength for abdominal health through uterine or bladder. This can be really, really helpful. We always want to work in those opposite areas. So 3 poses. Coming into our first cat-cow, our hands are always directly underneath the shoulders. The knees are directly underneath the hips. Our feet are flat. As you take an inhale, for the first time, look forward. Give your hips a little bit of movement to really loosen up through the bottom and push the belly button down. When you're ready to take an exhale, push the back of the heart up the other way. Then start movement by breath. So let the breath move you. Inhale, you will always look up. Exhale, we come into the reverse pose. As I move here, notice that it's all in the back, all in the spine. My elbows are kept in, and I'm working through the energy of my lower back to my upper back. 3 times, and then come back to center. Curling your toes and pushing up into a downward dog. For that first time, keep the knees bent and allow yourself just to take a walk through the heels. Keep your toes where they are and walking your heels up and down. Eventually, looking back to your feet as you lift your hips up, pushing those heels back into the beautiful downward dog. But always discovering those first moves, moving your hips around. From there, come back down to your hands and knees. Flatten the feet, open your knees nice and wide, touch big toes together, push hips back, coming into an open child's pose. If you feel comfortable, take your forehead to the floor. For another alternative, you can place pillows underneath your chest, or you could place, if you're using a block, you could place your block for your forehead to rest on. There's so many modifications, choose what works for you. Staying here for up to a minute, then coming back and starting over. Cat-cow, 3 times. You look up for your inhale, you exhale, reverse the other way. Again, notice the elbows staying in. It's all through the spine. Some days you might feel fast, other days you might feel slow is more appropriate. When you come back to center, you take a breath, curl the toes, lifting knees up, walk your heels out if that feels right to start with. You may come up onto your toes, looking back to your feet, lifting that tailbone and then pushing down. Remembering a softer pose, soften your knees, or a modification, don't stay up as long, come back down. When you're ready to come back down, go onto your knees, flatten your feet, open your knees, hip width apart, big toes touch, pushing back and taking a rest. I'd suggest to do that in 3 rounds to complete your practice, supporting lower back, a wonderful way just to release those lower back muscles and also helping with the pelvis and the pelvic region.